Hi, it is the night of Saturday, January 16th when I'm filming this intro. I did want to hop on and kind of introduce this video because I am kind of trying a new format for my weekly warming videos. So back in the spring and summer, I did try to upload some weekly warming videos, but it got to be a little overwhelming. My work schedule is very irregular, so it's hard for me to have a dedicated day of the week to sit down and review what I had been warming and enjoying the previous week. So I thought I would try this kind of vlog style approach and just kind of film what I am warming in real time and then compile them over the course of a week or two so that you can see what I've been enjoying. I still really enjoy doing empties videos, so I will definitely collect everything that I finished up and share that at the end of the month. So I did want to kind of explain the format of this video. At the end of the video, I will share some thoughts now that I've had a chance to warm these bars from the Catching ZZZs collection. So stay tuned to the end of the video for that, and I hope you enjoy. Hi, today is Wednesday, January 6th, and I am just getting all of my Christmas decorations and Christmas warmers put away. So I thought I would share what I am planning on warming today. So Melissa Johnson here on YouTube shared a really fun video about the history of wassail and how it's been used in celebrating the 12 days of Christmas. And so with today being Epiphany, I thought I would go ahead and warm my bar of wassail. I have 6 cubes left, so I thought that would be really fun to enjoy today. And then I have been really enjoying Be Fabulous, and I'm so glad that this is coming back in the spring summer catalog. This is just a very nice, fresh, sweet grapefruit scent. It's been perfect for kind of clearing the air and welcoming January with a fresh start. So I've really enjoyed that. Good morning. It is Monday, January 11th. I am going to have some coffee in my favorite Disneyland mug. I got a little derailed last week with my weekly warming, just with all of the news coming out of Washington, D.C. So I did want to show you what I'm planning on warming this week. All right, so here is a look at what I have pulled out of my stash to warm this week. So very recently, my husband has absolutely fallen in love with cashmere pear from the most recent Bring Back My Bar. When I first warmed it in our bedroom, I did get kind of a strange note, but I actually haven't smelled that since. And we've actually been warming it down in our family room since New Year's Eve, and it is still going really, really strong. We don't leave our warmers on 24/7, but I am surprised that we are still able to smell it when we're down there. So that has been a hit. I only got 1 bar of it when it was available. I did end up adding it to my Scentsy Club, but we'll just have to wait until I get my next Scentsy Club order in March to warm that one. So until then, I tried to go through my stash and pick out some kind of similar scents to see if my husband liked those as well. So I pulled out Cozy Cashmere and White Sands from the other Bring Back My Bar last year. And I think that those will be pretty good substitutes. I have always thought of these scents as more of bedroom type scents, but we're actually really liking the cashmere pear down in our family room. So I might try to give those a try. I just have a few cubes left of the Cozy Cashmere, then I have a whole bar of the White Sands. So we'll give those a try. And then up in my open concept space in our front room and living room, I am going to go with Silver Bells. This is just one of my very favorite kind of wintry scents. I do get kind of a very pleasant minty note from it, but it does smell kind of perfumey to me as well. So I absolutely love that in the winter. And then in my kitchen, I am going to warm Perfect Peppermint. And I think Silver Bells and Perfect Peppermint complement each other so well. So I really love that combination. Now, I don't think that there are pods available in Silver Bells, so I do have this old pod pack of Eskimo Kiss that I am going to put the last pod in my front room. I think that that will go well enough with silver bells. And then I'm trying to get through some of my stash of lavender and white balsam, since I did end up adding that to my Scentsy Club. I have a lot of it, so I am going to warm that in our bathrooms. And then in our bedroom, I have just really been craving pink cotton. So I broke out this bar of pink cotton. This is more of a kind of spring or summer type scent, but I have just really been craving it. So I'm gonna put that in our bedroom. And then I also have a few cubes left of this Jade and Jasmine bar, the scent of the month for January, that I am also going to try to finish. So that's kind of a look at what I will be enjoying this week. I am also going to wash our sheets today, and this is my all-time favorite scent for the Washer Whiffs Honeymoon Hideaway. In the Washer Whiffs, it is so strong. My husband and I absolutely love it. I have a few tubs left, but this is not available anymore. So I'll be sad to run out of it, but I am going to enjoy it while I have it. Hi, today is Friday the 15th, and I got my Catching ZZZs collection earlier this week, so I am excited to start warming these and seeing how they perform. To me, Snuggle Up is probably the most appropriate for a bedroom, just because it has that lavender note. So I think I'm going to try that one in our bedroom. And then Pillow Time was actually my husband's favorite. He kind of liked that floral note. So I'm going to put that one in our upstairs bedroom. And then I am going to try Lights Out, I think down in my Scentsy room. So we'll see how that one does. And then I'm gonna try Shut Eye in my office upstairs. And then I'll try the Sleep Happy in our downstairs guest room. So I wanted to try these all in kind of a bedroom sized room, because I don't know how well they would do in a much larger open concept space. And I think they are kind of designed to be used in a bedroom. So I will report back with how they're doing. Okay, so in my bedroom, I have really been enjoying pink cotton. It's been in there for a few days at this point, and it is time to come out. So I am going to take out the wax and then clean the dish and then put in Snuggle Up. Okay, so we've got a clean dish, and I am going to warm 2 cubes of Snuggle Up. And to me, on cold, this just smells like a very nice, soft, sweet cashmere lavender. Really, really pretty. So I'm interested to see how it performs here. Okay, and then in my office, I have been warming Cozy Cashmere. And I really like this scent on cold, but it has always been a really, really light performer for me. So the first day that I had this going, I definitely could smell it, but now I hardly smell anything at all. And I think that's why I did not add this to my Scentsy Club when it was available last year. So I'm going to change out the wax in this warmer. Okay, I am going to go with 2 cubes of Shut Eye. When I first smelled this one on cold, it really reminded me of Pacific Sandalwood. Now, when I smell them next to each other, Pacific Sandalwood definitely is a little bit stronger and a little bit sweeter, where this one I do get a little bit more of a fruity note, and then also kind of a really nice, pleasant, light powdery note. So we'll see how this one does performing. Okay, and then in our upstairs guest bedroom, I have Shimmer going. And I actually haven't changed the wax in this one for a really long time, because I usually don't turn this warmer on, but I'm excited to change it out and try a new scent. Okay, and I'm gonna do 2 cubes of Pillow Time. This is a very fresh, clean, herbal smelling floral, and I think that it'll be really nice in a bedroom. All right, and then down in my Scentsy room, I just changed out my warmer. I had been warming Peppermint Dreams, and it had been in there for quite a while, so it was definitely time to change it out. I put 2 cubes of Lights Out, and to me, on cold, this smells like a very nice kind of sweet, warm vanilla amber scent with a touch of sandalwood. I also get a little touch of a tobacco note, so not like a burning cigarette smell, but kind of like that rich tobacco flower scent. So this one will also be very interesting to see how it performs. In our downstairs guest bedroom, I still have Just For You that I was warming around Christmas. So this one is definitely ready to change out. This is a warmer that I don't turn on very often just because we don't use this room and we haven't had guests in a while. So I'm excited to see how Sleep Happy does down here. All right, I've got 2 cubes going. So to me on cold, this one is definitely the most fresh smelling. I do get that kind of fresh bergamot. Then I also do pick up the violet and the musk that make this one smell a little bit more perfumey, a little spa-like. It definitely does smell a little bit soapy. So we'll see how this one does. All right, and then in the rest of the house, I am actually finishing out this bar of Jade and Jasmine in our family room warmers. I did just change out the cashmere pear that was down here, so I was really impressed with how long lasting it was, and I think that the Jade and Jasmine will be a very nice kind of fresh, cologne-like, masculine change of pace down here. Okay, and upstairs, I have really been enjoying this combination of perfect peppermint in my kitchen and then silver bells in my living room and front room. So I think I'm just going to repeat that today and finish out these bars. Okay, it's been about 12 hours since I changed all my warmers, and I thought that I would just hop on and do a really quick performance update. The Snuggle Up definitely fills up my bedroom, and at the 12-hour mark, it is still going strong. So I'm really impressed with Snuggle Up. All right, and then here in my office, Shut-Eye is doing okay. It definitely is on the lighter side, but I can still smell it in this room. And as it's been warming, I am picking up a much more kind of soft, powdery note than I picked up on cold. So on cold, it definitely did kind of remind me of Pacific Sandalwood. Warming, I still get those undertones, but a little bit more of a very soft powderiness is coming out. And I actually really do enjoy it. It is just pretty light. All right, and then I was actually pretty impressed with pillow time for the first few hours. It was actually quite room filling here in this small bedroom, and I actually liked it a lot more when it was warming than I did on cold. Warming, it was just a very nice kind of fresh, clean, springy floral, and it was actually really pleasant. Now at about the 12-hour mark, that intensity I can tell is definitely waning a little bit. So I'll have to see how it does tomorrow, but definitely for the first few hours, I was quite impressed with pillow time. All right, and then lights out down in the Scentsy room was actually pretty strong for the first few hours. It was definitely room filling. Now, after about 12 hours, it definitely has calmed down in intensity. When it was first warming, I was picking up a lot of that tobacco note. That definitely has calmed down a little bit, but I can definitely still smell it in the room. And this is just a nice kind of light, pleasant vanilla amber. Okay, and then finally we have Sleep Happy in our downstairs guest room. Now, when I first had this going, I could barely smell it in this room. So I did shut the door to see if that might help. And then just now when I came in, I could smell it. It definitely is on the lighter side. So just kind of a light, fresh scent. And I actually pick up a little bit of woodsiness. And I guess that's coming from maybe the bergamot and the musk, but yeah, just kind of a nice, light, fresh scent. Something about it reminds me of clean sheets that have been like folded up and stored in a drawer or in a closet for a little while. It's not a bad smell, but I feel like I'm getting kind of that fresh, clean scent from the laundry mixed with a little bit of woodsiness from a drawer or a closet. So kind of interesting, but it definitely is pleasant for a bedroom and definitely on the lighter side. So I always turn my warmers off at night. So I'm going to do that tonight, and then I'll turn them all back on in the morning and see if I can pick up the scent in the morning. Hi, it is now Saturday the 16th, and I thought I would do a check-in later today now that I've turned on all my warmers to see how all of these scents are doing on day 2. Now I did decide to put in a cube of Sleep Happy in my downstairs bathroom and in my upstairs hall bathroom to see how it does in a little bit smaller space. So I will report back on that as well. All right, it is much later in the day on Saturday, and I did want to jump on and kind of share my final thoughts now that I've had a chance to warm these bars over the past 2 days. So it is amazing how much a scent can change and develop once it's warming. So I definitely wanted to share my warm review thoughts with you. So I did want to kind of recap what my favorites were on cold and then let you know how things changed once I had a chance to warm the bars. So my number 1 favorite on cold was Shut Eye, followed very closely by Snuggle Up. My number 3 was Lights Out. Number 4 was Sleep Happy, and then my number 5 was Pillow Time. So first off, these definitely were all on the lighter side, and I think that that was kind of the intention of the collection because these are meant to be used at nighttime when you're sleeping. So I think that they didn't want to have anything that was super overpowering or super in your face. So I just wanted to kind of lay that out there that I think these are all supposed to be on the lighter side. So I will run through a quick review of each of the individual scents, and then I will try to rank them by performance in terms of strength and longevity. So I will start with Shut Eye. This was my favorite on cold, and in my first sniffs review, I said that this really reminded me of Pacific Sandalwood. So I did pull out a bar of Pacific Sandalwood, and smelling these next to each other, there definitely are some noticeable differences. The Pacific Sandalwood definitely is a little stronger and a little richer. I definitely do get more of a woodsy note, and it is much more sweet to me than Shut Eye. Smelling Shut Eye next to it, I definitely do pick out a more floral note. And to me, it's actually coming across as a little soft and powdery. So it borders baby powder, but it's not offensive, it's not cloying, it's not in your face. It's actually a very, very pleasant smell. So to me, I do think that these kind of share a similar base, but they are definitely not dupes. But when this was warming in my office, I would walk in there and kind of get whiffs of something that reminded me of Pacific Sandalwood. So I definitely do think that they share some scent notes. Now that being said, I really did enjoy the Shut Eye while it was warming. It was very, very light. So it was noticeable in my office, which is a pretty small sized bedroom. So it was noticeable, but very, very light. I would say this is a really nice, just kind of background scent. And I think that it is pleasant in a bedroom. If you were sleeping, I don't think this would interfere with sleep or distract you, keep you awake, anything like that. I think that this would be really pleasant in a nursery or a little kid's room. So just a very pleasant kind of background scent. I'm interested to see how this one will perform in the element warmer in my bedroom. So I am excited to try it there, but this definitely is one of the lighter ones. All right, next up is Snuggle Up. So this one surprised me because I am not usually a huge fan of lavender scents, and that is what this is. So this is a very nice combination of lavender and cashmere. It kind of smells like a lavender laundry scent, and it is really, really pleasant. Now this one was much more noticeable in my bedroom than the Shut Eye was in my office, and I was very impressed with the performance of this one. This definitely does remind me of Fuzzy Blanket, so if you like those kind of lavender laundry scents, I think that you will really, really like Snuggle Up. Now, this one is probably the best performer of the 5, and this is one that I would consider putting in my Scentsy Club just because the fragrance was really, really pleasant. And it was a pretty good performer. So I really did enjoy Snuggle Up. Okay, and another surprise to me was Lights Out. This was surprising because on cold, this was very, very light to me, but on warm, it actually did really, really well in the warmer here in this room. So I picked out a very rich, sweet tobacco note from this when it was warming, and I think that it probably is just the combination of sandalwood and amber that was coming off as kind of that tobacco flower note, but it actually performed really well. It was very noticeable in this room, so I was surprised with the performance. This one actually reminded me of a much more mellow version of Habana Vieja from the La Habana collection. Now I think this one has tobacco flower, vanilla, and amber, and the notes in Lights Out are sandalwood, vanilla, and amber. So they are pretty similar. Now Habana Vieja, I get much more of a prominent tobacco note, where in Lights Out it is a little more mellow, but my nose could definitely pick out that kind of tobacco flower note. So I was very impressed with the performance on Lights Out. All right, and next is Sleep Happy. So I had originally used 2 cubes in our downstairs guest room, and I could hardly smell it. Now that is a little bit of a bigger room, so I did shut the door to see if I could kind of trap some of the scent in there, and that definitely did help. And then I did use 1 cube in our downstairs bathroom and 1 cube in our upstairs hall bathroom. So this is one of the scents that I actually preferred on cold to when it was warming. When it was warming, I still could pick up a fresh note, probably coming from the bergamot, but I also picked up kind of a woodsy note, and it could have been a mix of the musk and the violet with the bergamot that was coming across as a little stale to me. So like I said, it kind of smelled like fresh sheets that had been folded and stored in a closet or in a drawer for a while. So I was getting some fresh notes mixed with this kind of stale woodsy note. So it was kind of interesting. It wasn't offensive. It was still, you know, pretty pleasant, but definitely not my favorite when it was warming. Now it did do a lot better in the smaller bathrooms. So I would say this is one that probably does do better in smaller spaces. And I will definitely finish this bar and use it, but I don't think that it was my favorite. And then finally we have Pillow Time. Now this was another surprise to me because on cold this was probably my least favorite, just because it definitely is more of kind of a prominent floral scent. This is actually my husband's favorite. So I put this in our upstairs bedroom, and warming, I actually really, really enjoyed it. So I enjoyed it much more as it was warming than I did on cold. As it warmed, it just became this very nice kind of light, pleasant, clean, springy floral scent. It was really, really nice in a bedroom, and it just made it smell very kind of clean and fresh. So I really, really liked that. I said in my cold sniff review that this had kind of an herbal note, and I think that's probably coming from the blue tansy. But yeah, this was just very fresh, very light and airy. I think I would really like this in my bedroom in the springtime. So I was actually pretty impressed with Pillow Time when it was warming. Now, it didn't last a very long time. So the first few hours, I was actually kind of blown away. It was very room filling. It definitely petered off after the first day. And then today I was having kind of a harder time smelling it. But when it was going, it was very, very lovely. So after I had a chance to warm all of these scents, my ranking just in terms of my personal scent preference did change a little bit. So Snuggle Up moved to the top spot, and like I said, this one I think is Scentsy Club worthy. So we'll see if I just end up picking up a few more bars or if I keep it in my Scentsy Club. Shut Eye moved to number 2 just because it was so light, but I still really, really enjoy the fragrance. And like I said, I do want to try this out in my bedroom and see how it does there. And then surprisingly, Pillow Time moved to number 3. Like I said, this was really pleasant when it was warming. That herbal note just kind of toned down a little bit, and it just became very fresh and kind of sweet floral, and I really liked it. And then Lights Out moved down to number 4. Again, it was a good performer, which surprised me, but I'm not always a huge fan of that tobacco note, and for some reason that is really all I could smell with that scent. And then Sleep Happy actually bumped down to my least favorite. Like I said, it smelled a little bit more fresh on cold, and then when it was warming, it picked up just a tiny hint of staleness. So it was still very pleasant. I will still definitely warm those cubes and enjoy them, but I definitely liked it a little bit more on cold. So that is my ranking in terms of scent preference. And then in terms of strength and longevity, I think it is very important to remember that these are all baseline on the lighter side. But with that being said, the strongest for me was definitely Snuggle Up. So yesterday when I put this in, I could actually smell it out into the hall. It was very present in my bedroom, and then today is still very noticeable. So I think in terms of both strength and longevity, Snuggle Up is probably the best. Now, I was actually pretty impressed with Lights Out because this was very room filling, and I can definitely still smell it today. So in terms of strength and longevity, I think this one is actually a little bit better than I thought it would be. Now, just in terms of strength, Pillow Time was pretty strong for the first few hours. It was definitely room filling. I could definitely smell it in the guest bedroom. Now, this one did not stand out in terms of longevity. By the end of day 1, I was actually having a hard time smelling it, definitely having a hard time smelling it today. So I think this is one that is kind of really strong for the first few hours and then just kind of disappears after that, but was very pleasant while it was going. And then Sleep Happy and Shut Eye. These are both doing pretty well in terms of longevity. So I can definitely still smell them, and they are at about the same intensity as they were when I first put them in. Shut Eye might be a little bit lighter today than it was yesterday, but I can definitely still smell it. They started out light and they're staying light, but they are staying around. I'd say Sleep Happy is probably a little bit stronger than Shut Eye. I think this one might have just had a harder time in our downstairs guest room because that is a bigger room, but I can definitely smell it in our bathrooms, and then I can still smell it in the bedroom when I walked in there after I had kept the door shut. And then, like I said, Shut Eye is just kind of doing its thing down here. It's just very light, but definitely still present today. So I hope that this review was helpful. If you've had a chance to smell these and try these out, I would love to know your thoughts. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.